What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Color Nation Media, and welcome back for another live Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle against a subscriber/follower on Twitter. Today we are going up against Steven in a mixed tier match. We're bringing the same team that we brought in the last battle. If you watched that, you probably know what all the sets are already. I'll give you guys a little overview, of course, as a little refresher in case you didn't watch that or you just kind of forget, which is something that I would do, so you might want to get that checked out. Anyway, as we're getting started today, just a friendly little reminder, as always, if you guys haven't done so already and you would like to show some support to the channel and the series and all that fun stuff, you know, it only takes a couple seconds to click that thumbs up button right below this video. It does help out when you guys do that. That's, of course, why I bore you with all this nonsense drivel at the beginning of every recording here. So you can do that by, you know, the likes, the comments, and suggestions. I do bring suggested Pokemon. Nadia, of course, is here. She's been here for a while. And then you guys suggested that Umbreon should come back, so there he is. So we have specially defensive Umbreon, physically defensive Salamence, Ferroseed is our hazard setter, just with Spikes, so I don't have Stealth Rock on there. We have Choice Scarf Darmanitan, Life Orb, Electabuzz, and Eviolite Swords Dancing Corphish, because why not? Alright, so this is an interesting team. Very, I don't know, a lot of steel types. A lot of steel types. Half his team is steel. A lot of fire weaknesses there. Then he's got Flareon for the Flash Fire, which synergizes well. Actually, the rest of his team very much so synergizes well with those fire weaknesses. He's got the Blastoise, which will probably be Mega. He's got the Rhyperior, which is likely to be a Stealth Rock setter. Although Fortress could be that as well. It could also have Spikes. That's probably going to be his Rapid Spinner. Durant is always a problem. It can run a Choice set. It can be Choice Scarf. It can be Choice Band, Hustle, all of that stuff. Of course, I think that the Hone Claw set is the most dangerous. And if you've been on the channel for a while, you've seen that wreak some serious havoc. Back when we had 6v6s on Battlespot, which seems like forever ago now. But anyway, Fortress is going to lead off against Darmani here. And he's not going to leave Fortress in. I know it has Sturdy most of the time, but he's not going to leave it in. It's just, it's not going to happen. So, as much as I would love to just click Flare Blitz, I really feel like the Rhyperior or the Klefki maybe? No, the Klefki won't come in. It would probably be the Rhyperior. So I guess we can just EQ and get some nice damage off on it. I mean, I don't know if it would do 50% because of Solid Rock, which is likely what he's running, but we can get some nice damage off. And not activate a Rocky Helmet if he's packing it as well. Alright, so there's the Rhyperior as I figured. We're going to get a nice EQ off, and we'll see how much this does here. That does a solid chunk. Solid chunk, and what is that, lefty? No, it's a weakness policy. Weakness policy Rhyperior, that is incredibly good. That is incredibly good, especially with Solid Rock. I've been meaning to actually try that, and I have not bred an extra Rhyperior. We pretty much are forced to go into Nadia here, get an Intimidate off. I really don't have anything else. I have nothing else that wants to switch in on this other than maybe Ferroseed. But that's just, I don't want to waste Ferroseed just yet. So we'll bring in Salamence. Rock Wrecker. Well, okay then. That is Rhyperior's signature move. It's basically Hyper Beam. 150 base power. It's a rock-type move, obviously. And Nadia just falls to the ground. And she looked very upset. And I don't blame her. I've never seen Nadia go down that easily from a physical attack. But it's Rock Wrecker from a +1 Rhyperior. Unbelievable power. Now, we need to take advantage of this next turn. So, we could try to set up, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to go in with Claudino, and we should be able to just Crab Hammer this thing to death. Because he can't switch out. He has to stay in and recharge. He just doesn't have the option. That's why nobody uses Hyper Beam or Rock Wrecker most of the time. And, I mean, to be fair, that's kind of a completely okay trade. I would definitely trade my Rhyperior for a Salamence on the other side, regardless of whether it was defensive or offensive. It's just always a problem. It's an issue. It's just one of those Pokemon that causes problems. It's very disruptive. It's something that you have to kind of like tiptoe around a lot of the time. So I can see, you know, definitely wanting to make that trade. But Claudino gets to come in and clean up the Rhyperior, so that's always good. And we're even, pretty much. Pretty much even. I guess the good thing is that if that was his Rock Setter, he doesn't have it anymore. Klefki is going to come out. I don't know what this thing is going to do. Dual screens, T-Wave, that seems to be what a lot of people like to run. I know he's not going to bring Swag Key because this is a subscriber of mine, and most of my subscribers don't do that kind of thing. You know, they're actually cool people. Let's go ahead and just go for a Crab Hammer and see. Oh, Iron Defense! Iron Defense Klefki. I don't know what to think, actually. And Crab Hammer, even at +2, that actually did some decent damage. Now, let's see. I'm not really sure what to think of this. We didn't see lefties. He still could be light. No, he's not light clay. There's no way he's light clay dual screens when we saw Iron Defense. I just really don't know what to think about this. Maybe Calm Mind? Like Iron Defense and Calm Mind on the same set? That's also seems a little bit excessive. Like a double dance Klefki. I guess it's possible with Prankster, you know. He's going to go ahead and go for another Iron Defense here as I switch in Barbara the Ferroseed. And I think the best thing that I can do here is set up some Leech Seed stuff. Oh, he's going to go for the Substitute and activate a Citrus Berry. Citrus, Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Klefki. What in the world is its final move? You have to have an attacking move if you're setting up all of these things. Dazzling Gleam, I would guess. That has the best coverage. I mean, your other stab would be Flash Cannon, and that has horrible offensive coverage. But Leech Seed fails, obviously, because of the sub. And now we're in trouble, because he gets a free sub up, and now what do I do? I mean, Ferroseed does resist the stabs, but I can't really hit you with anything. With all those Iron Defenses up, Gyro Ball is definitely not going to break the sub. I guess I have to switch in Electabuzz. I hope you don't go for Dazzling Gleam. I hope you decide to go for another Calm Mind here. Just keep setting up. Just keep doing it. You know you want to. He is going to go for another Calm Mind. So, wait, have we even seen Calm Mind? I said another Calm Mind. Maybe I was thinking of Iron Defense. I don't know. He's been boosting so many times. I just can't even keep track of what is actually happening. I'm beyond confused. I'm beyond confused. No, I think the last turn was just Leech Seed and he subbed and Citrus and all of those things. All right, I just don't mind me. I don't know what's going on. He's gonna go for Calm Mind. I'm gonna go for T-Bolt. We do have the Life Orb, so I feel like that should be enough to break the sub. I'm really hoping it is. If it's not, I don't really know what we're gonna do. This is just put me behind the 8-ball. I apparently have no idea what Klefki normally runs. Alright, so it does break the sub, but he's at +2. So he's at +2 special defense, +2 special attack. Make that +3 special attack, +3 special defense, +4 physical defense. Oh man. Alright, we're gonna Volt Switch out of here. And the reason that he's going first, obviously, is because of Prankster. And that actually helps us out because that allows us to get a safe switch and definitely, you know, not to worry about taking damage. I'm going to just go into Darmani here because, yeah, you have Prankster, but we've seen your 3 moves. You've got Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Sub. Your other move has to be an attacking move. That means Prankster will not activate. We are Choice Scarf. You are not faster than us. And we'll see if you want to keep your boost or if you want to try to predict a Flare Blitz and go into Flareon. Which we still don't even know if it has Flash Fire. I would guess that it would because he has so many fire weaknesses on this team. 3 steel types, 2 of which are 4 times weak to fire. EQ actually might be a decent second, or a decent choice here, just for the threat of that Flareon coming in. But I have to go for the Flare Blitz. He's set up so much. I'm going to try to bank on the fact that he wants to keep all these boosts. Yeah, he is just going to stay in, and I don't think even at +4 you're surviving a Flare Blitz from a Sheer Force, Darmanitan, Adamant, Max Attack, all of that stuff. Yeah, Klefki just falls to the ground, so that was annoying, but we really didn't take any damage from him. I don't think he attacked me once. he just set up the entire time and then eventually died, which I'm okay with. But the downside is that he gets this safe switch into the Blastoise, which I'm expecting to be Mega, and I really don't have much for this, unfortunately. I have Electabuzz, and T-Bolt should be a solid 2-hit KO, but I can't switch it in on a Water Pulse or a Scald, or really anything. I really don't want to take any damage because it's so frail without Eviolite. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Umbreon. Now there's a chance he's not running Aura Sphere, because he could be running Rapid Spin, a Water type stab of some kind, either Water Pulse or Scald, Dark Pulse, and Ice Beam. Actually no, he just goes for the Aura Sphere this time around, even with a Darmanitan out in the field. And I guess he was predicting Umbreon or Ferroseed to come out, which is, those are fair predictions. With a Protect to get some more Lefties recovery, we should be able to take one more. And then we can throw up a Wish, Protect again, and go from there. Now, I don't know how much good that's going to do us, and we may actually just have to sacrifice Umbreon here. Or try to pass a Wish into Electabuzz to get it in safely. We need to think this through a little bit. I'm gonna throw up a Wish here regardless of what he wants to do. He is just gonna go for the Aura Sphere. There's really no reason for him to go for anything else. So he's making the right play here. He just needs to keep Aura Sphering. Eventually he's gonna get a critical hit or something, and Umbreon will go down. But we pretty much have to Protect. Now if I were him, you have a couple of options here. If you want to switch, this would be a good time to do it, because the Protect is very obvious, unless I'm just going to let my Umbreon go down, which, since I just brought it out, it's pretty much a safe bet that I'm not going to do that. I'm toying with the idea of switching an Electabuzz here. I really am. But I just feel like it's so frail, and Mega Blastoise has that Mega Launcher and a ridiculously high special attack stat. I have to go for the Protect to try to get up into a decent range as far as HP is concerned. So if I were him, I would just stay in an Aura Sphere here, because you really don't have anything to be afraid of. Unless you're fearing the Toxic, but I don't have it. I don't carry Toxic on Umbreon, because with the set that I'm running with Wish and Protect, it would just be a blatant Toxic stalling set, and I really don't want to do that to people. I really don't. Sometimes I do, I guess. It depends on the situation, but I try to avoid that. He's going to go into Durant, so that kind of makes sense. It depends on... I guess it doesn't depend on what ability or what you're running here. It's still... Durant will still beat Umbreon. If he connects with an X-Scissor, I'm pretty much dead. So I am going to switch out here. This is where having Nadia would be very helpful, but we do not. And he's going to go for the Hone Claws, so that is very scary. Very scary. Durant's power with a Hone Claws and Hustle is ludicrous. So we're going to have to figure out how we want to deal with this now, which is going to be interesting, of course. I think first things first, I want to set up some Leech Seed here. Some Leech Seed, yes, that made fantastic sense. Great job on your English, Joe. You're just getting better and better every single day. Just kidding. Gotten worse every single day since I've been born, I think. But we're going to go for the Leech Seed here. Try to get some passive damage going. And the goal won't be to... you know, just fully Leech Seed stall this thing to death, because that's obviously not going to happen. We don't have that much time, especially because he just set up another Hone Claws. So, but what we can do is we can rack up some of that passive damage, the Leech Seed damage. He might be carrying Life Orb, so we may see that when he attacks his turn. And the Iron Barbs. That'll whittle him down to the point where we can come in and finish it off and hopefully not take too much damage. Now there's the Iron Barbs. I opted to go for Spikes this turn, and he is carrying the Life Orb, so that is something to keep in mind. Which means he doesn't have Lumberry, which I guess would be the only other item that Durant would really carry. Hone Claws Durant, I should say. He can carry, you know, like Choice Band or something. But anyway, we get that Leech Seed recovery, which is good. And what we can do is Protect here. Just to get him down below 50% and get a little bit of our HP back as well. So, yeah. Yeah. This Durant is dangerous. This Durant is extremely, extremely dangerous. And this is where having Nadia would really help out. And I know I probably said that already, but It really would. I know Iron Head would do a lot of damage, but, you know, having that Intimidate on our side is very helpful. Alright, so there's the Baton Pass. I was actually expecting another X-Scissor, but okay, Baton Pass. That's actually what I run on mine. I love Hone Claws and Baton Pass. It requires the right team support and team synergy, of course, but when it works, it really, really works. So Flareon is going to come out. Unfortunately for him, the Leech Seed stays with you when you pass via Baton Pass. So we do get that recovery still. The question is, how are we going to deal with a +2 Flareon? Especially if this thing is Scarfed, that would be the best thing that he could have ever done. He's going to go for Flare Blitz. He has to go for Flare Blitz, right? I mean, we could Protect to scout what he's going to do here. I really don't have anything else I want to switch in. Electabuzz will just go down in one hit to a Flare Blitz. There's no way you're surviving that. We could switch in Umbreon, but I think Umbreon would die to a Flare Blitz too. I'm not physically defensive. Let's just go for the Protect, scout, see what he's going to do. Actually, did I go for Protect twice in a row? I may have. Maybe I did get a double Protect off. I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch it again. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, I've lost my marbles today. Not that I ever had marbles. I was against marbles as a kid. Stupid spherical objects. Alright, so we need to do something here. And I think probably the best play for me at this point is to sacrifice Umbreon. Because what am I going to do with Ferroseed? Really, I'm not going to Protect again. That's silliness. I could try to get the Barb's damage by just sacrificing Ferroseed, but he's going to take a butt ton of damage already from recoil, so why not increase the amount of recoil he's going to take, because Umbreon has higher HP. So there we go. And we don't need Umbreon anymore. He's not going to take on the Blastoise now that we know it has Aura Sphere, so there's really no reason to keep it. Alright, so Umbreon goes down, Flareon takes a butt ton of recoil due to the Flare Blitz, and I found out the other day that butt ton is actually an official metric. It's like, that's actually a thing. It's like 128 gallons. Butt ton, was it butt ton or butt load? It was butt something involving butts, and that's the only reason that I enjoyed it. But anyway, I digress here. We have Corphish out here, and we can just go for an Aqua Jet. There's really no reason for my opponent to switch out at this point, because at the range that he was at, coming back in on the spikes, he would just be death fodder. Which, I mean, death fodder is always good, but then you'd have to take a hit, and you can't really risk me going for Crab Hammer on something, especially because that Blastoise is very important. That's like the key to your victory right now, because it kind of just poops on most of my team. You want it to be at a high HP range where Electabuzz can't just come in, outspeed it, and finish it off. So he's bringing out Fortress here. He's going for the Toxic Spikes, which is interesting. I was kind of expecting a Volt Switch. That wasn't going to kill in any universe, but okay, that works too. So he wants to get up those Toxic Spikes. I mean, with Umbreon gone, I don't know how useful that'll be, because it doesn't affect Ferroseed, and yeah, just doesn't seem like a lot of reason for it, but that's what he wants to go for. Maybe it'll come in handy later in the match. We don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. It may turn out to be a brilliant move. You never know. Alright, so we're going for the Crab Hammer here. We're at +2. We got that adaptability. Look how much damage that does to a Fortress. I really hope that's physically defensive, because that would make my day watching Claudino just tear through some of the best walls out there. We can just go for another Crab Hammer here. He's going for Explosion. Are you kidding me? Toxic Spikes, Explosion, Fortress. Claudino takes it thanks to the Eviolite and the fact that Fortress has pitiful attacking stats. That was interesting. Toxic Spikes, Explosion. So I'm guessing the reason that he was using it that way was to get a safe switch into Blastoise here. I don't know. I mean, Volt Switch would have accomplished the same thing without killing yourself. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that set. But anyway, Blastoise is out here, and I really can't do much to him, unfortunately. I really don't have anything to hit him with Claudino, and is it really worth switching him out and then having him come back in to get poisoned? I don't think so. We don't outspeed either, so I'm just going to go for an Aqua Jet and that does a little bit of chip damage, which is really all we need it to do, because he did take damage from the spikes, and, you know, every little bit of damage helps. That's just what it is here. So, at this point, Barbara will go down to an R-Sphere, so there's really no reason to just send her out. And if anything, I think I'm going to use her as fodder here, because, yeah, we're going to get poisoned by the toxic spikes. What we cannot have happen is for Electabuzz to go for a T-Bolt, have it not kill this Blastoise because it's especially defensive or something, and, wow, T-Bolt would have killed. T-Bolt would have killed! Look how much that did! And that was just Volt Switch. But anyway, I couldn't risk it because we need Electabuzz to be alive. That's just what it is. So I guess maybe that was an over-conservative play, but that's just how I want to play it. So we're going to sacrifice Ferroseed because there's really no point for me to keep it. Down goes Barbara. She put in a lot of work, and getting up all of those spikes really could have been the difference in this match. So now we can just go back into Electabuzz again, and we can Volt Switch again. And the final Pokemon is Durant, I'm pretty sure. Well, there's no reason to Volt Switch, really. We might as well just T-Bolt. Might as well. We'll go all in. Have Electabuzz just go all in until he goes down, if he goes down. Now, yeah, Durant is the final Pokemon. I think that Electabuzz outspeeds barely. Like, Durant may have base 104 speed or something. It's something silly, I think. I don't think it's base 105. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm going to check that right now. Because that, I don't know, that doesn't seem right to me. I feel like it's higher than that. Not 104, it's got to be higher. It's got to be in the 110 range. It's 109. Okay, so he does outspeed Electabuzz by a few points because I'm base 105. Border's going to go for T-Bolt anyway and have Electabuzz just die to anything. Unless he misses because of Hustle, which would be unfortunate. And we should have this in the bag. Oh, actually, Electabuzz does outspeed. We don't outspeed naturally. That just means that this Durant had to be adamant, and our Electabuzz is timid. So there you have it. Electabuzz ends up getting the last couple of kills there, and the match is going to be in our favor. 2-0 is the score. My opponent really brought some interesting off-the-wall things, especially that Klefki with Substitute and Calm Mind Iron Defense. That was something I have not seen before, and I have no idea what your last move was. Maybe Dazzling Gleam. I don't know, but it sparked my curiosity. So thanks for the match. I hope we have another one at some point, sometime soon, once Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire get here, which it may already be here by the time you're watching this video. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, please make sure you're leaving a like rating or a comment or whatever you would like to do, of course, and I will see you all next time. But until then, game on.